Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today as we get into what is basically a Premier League roundup, because there's not been news at all whatsoever, but there's been a lot of football and there's been a lot of Chelsea fans watching and hoping for the best, me included, because all the games that happened today had something to do with us. Right? Well, when I say all of them, I mean except Leicester, Fulham and West Ham Palace. They didn't really matter. Brentford, Liverpool as well doesn't technically really matter anymore, but it's Liverpool, it's top of the league, you want to know what's going on. So we were all tuned in, but Newcastle, Bournemouth had something to do with us, and Arsenal, Aston Villa had something to do with us. And we're going to get into what went down today and just see exactly what the end result is going into tomorrow, because Chelsea play on Monday against Wolves. We still got Man City Ipswich tomorrow, which is the game that we're going to be paying attention to for tomorrow. But we'll also see what goes around, Everton, Tottenham, Man City, Brighton. We'll see, Man United, Brighton. And obviously the Ipswich Man City game will be the focus. But let's go through it. Newcastle versus Bournemouth, 4-1 to Bournemouth. 4. Outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. And it was the very, very end of the game where Bournemouth basically just not only put the dagger in, but decided to put the machete in and start twisting, right? And then pull it out and then put it back in. Just complete, absolute annihilation at the end there. It's an embarrassing result for Newcastle, to be fair, in terms of the magnitude. 4-1 is a lot. But when you look at the way that the game went down, I mean, it wasn't a case of Newcastle being terrible. I mean, they weren't good, but they weren't terrible. It was Bournemouth that were solid. Super solid. Super solid. And once they were in any situation where they had to get themselves out of it, they got themselves out of it. They went 1-0 up very early, which set the tone. And I honestly thought Newcastle would come back into the game and win. And they did come back into the game. After the first goal initially in the first 5 minutes or whatnot, we got the Gamarish goal later on in the first half. And I'm thinking, okay, the equaliser is there. They're going to get the second. And they didn't. Before the end of the first half, Kluivert, again, he's got a hat-trick today. But Kluivert, again, beautiful game. Gets the goal before half-time. Sets the tone once again. But at that point, it was a case of Bournemouth were just really difficult to get past. Difficult to get through. And they played in a way where it was just frustration after frustration after frustration. And they done the most important thing, which was actually lock off Newcastle's attack and minimalise their chances completely. Just bring whatever Newcastle are coming with, shut it down. Just shut it down and that's it. And they capitalise each time on a counter-attack, on not just a counter-attack, but when Newcastle started to get desperate, Bournemouth were there to pick up the pieces. They done it absolutely efficiently. And we saw that against Chelsea just recently. We saw what Bournemouth done to us. And in the very last minute, we managed to get the Reece James free kick. And that was at home as well. Just like Bournemouth have gone to Newcastle and done damage. But Bournemouth have this ability against big teams. They did it against Arsenal. They did it against City. Did they do it against Liverpool? I don't remember. But big teams they've done it against. And they're efficient. Iraola has something really good going on at Bournemouth at the moment, and credit to him. But the problem for Chelsea is that basically brings Bournemouth, that win, brings Bournemouth level on points with Chelsea. Level. The only thing separating them is goal difference. And it's not even the case of, they've just won a game and they've managed to catch up on points. They won 4-1. They've left this game with a +3 goal difference. They're just shooting up the goal difference, just as there was a gap between Chelsea and Bournemouth. Well, now there isn't. What's the gap now between Chelsea and Bournemouth in terms of goals? I'm pretty sure it's peanuts, if anything. Goal difference, +15, +10. There's a 5 goal difference now. Just 5 goals in it. Whereas earlier on, before that, it was 8. So credit to Bournemouth. They're playing very, very efficiently and they're doing a very good job. As far as I'm concerned, because I'm seeing this on the Twitter, on the TL, on the timeline, right? We're seeing it. Oh, look what they done to Newcastle. Therefore, our result at the Bridge is okay. So all of a sudden, we're now comparing ourselves to, we're bringing ourselves to the level of just Newcastle. We're settling for that? No, we should not be settling for that. But not just that. The one point I heard today, which is true, what I'm about to say, they nullified Isak today. Absolutely nullified him. And fair play to Bournemouth for that. But also making the case of they nullified Isak, therefore Jackson's better than Isak because Jackson had a good game against Bournemouth, he just didn't score. That's what I'm seeing on the TL. I didn't even post about it on the TL. There's no point. I'd rather come and speak on here because that place has gone doolally. Football Twitter has gone doolally. Not just Chelsea, many clubs. Fan bases have lost their minds on that platform. It's gone nuts. They have gone doolally. It's the perfect word. Big up the Cockneys who came up with the perfect word. Doolally. Yeah? Doolally. It's insanity. Jackson's better than Isak because Jackson ran the defence ragged for 45 minutes despite not scoring, but he done that, and therefore, because Isak had a bad game against Bournemouth, Jackson's better than Isak. I mean, I'm not going to swear. Let's just ignore that Jackson's on 9 goals and Isak's on 15. He's ahead of Cole Palmer. He's one behind Erling Haaland. Mo Salah's killing it at the moment. Isak's had one bad game here. One bad game, right? It happens. It happens. When Jackson wasn't scored, after he stopped scoring, what did you hear me say on here? All right, you've gone one game without scoring. Okay, we're going to the second game now. I forgot who the opposition was, but when your opposition is not big opposition, I'm going, okay, Jackson, I need a goal from you today. One goal. You guys were here. You guys remember. We've gone 5, 6 games. I've lost count. I've lost count how many games now we've gone without a goal. That's not Isak. Isak doesn't do that. Isak does not do that. So let's clarify that once and for all. Jackson has his positives, without question. But the most crucial point that striker needs to have is being clinical and putting the ball in the net. Isak, despite bad performances, does that regularly. I don't care if he doesn't run a defender ragged or if he doesn't frustrate a defender or what. Ball comes to him, he's scoring. That's all I'm bothered about when it comes to the striker position. That's my main priority. We're not getting that. So that's that. That's that. But that's Newcastle, Bournemouth. And because of that, Bournemouth are now level on points. Liverpool, Brentford. Brentford, Liverpool finished 2-0. I mean, the very end. 91st minute. For Younes to strike when Liverpool needed it most. And they found a way. This is why they're going to win the title. It's done. Liverpool will be Premier League champions. And then not just that. The morale dipped so low in Brentford because they held on for so long and they thought they were going to get a result and they were this close to it and it collapsed. They got brought down so much that Liverpool were like, yo, lads, they're here for the taking. Strike them again. Not even a minute later. Boom. 2-0. Younes again. Just ruthless, absolutely ruthless. They broke them apart, split them open, and went straight in. Straight in. So, Liverpool, fair play. You are going to be Premier League champions because of results like today. That's what champions do. Champions find a way, even if it gets into the last second, they find a way to take 3 points. They find a way. They find a way. When the game is going good, they take 3 points. When the game is not going good, they take 3 points. And they're obviously going to draw here and there, and they'll lose a couple here and there. But more times than not, when they're in a tight situation, they'll come out of it and take 3 points. And that's what Liverpool have done, and fair play, and that's why they're going to be Premier League champions. So that's that. And then Arsenal, Aston Villa. Now, this is where we can have a giggle. Now, look, this result is actually good for Chelsea. 2-2 is perfect. Because Aston Villa remain 1 point behind us and Arsenal don't go, actually, what am I saying? They're already 7 points ahead of us. I lost count. I thought it was less than that, I'm not going to lie. I thought it was less. 7 points. Oh, man. Well, thankfully it wasn't 9. Basically, it could have been 9. But it's 7 points, but Chelsea still have to play. So this is why I'm looking at this and going, you know what, we needed a draw. I would have loved Newcastle, Bournemouth to draw because Newcastle are ahead of us. We can now go above them because of that result, but Bournemouth are right on our tail, level on points with us. We're basically the same. Newcastle, Chelsea, Bournemouth, 37, 37, 38. But Aston Villa, if Aston Villa had won, they would have gone above us. But you don't want Arsenal going too far either because it's Arsenal. So a draw, perfect. But the way that happened, 2-0, they were up 2-0, right? 2-0, and I'm going to go down the PG route here. 2-0 and you messed it up. It sums Arsenal up completely. Completely right now. You know how Chelsea have a mentality issue when it comes to leadership and it comes to authority and it comes to not being so naive? Arsenal have a mentality problem when it actually comes to the pressure of winning things as a whole, right? To get that one last little step in order to accomplish the mission. They can't do it. They just cannot get over the line. They get themselves everything that they have to do, 2-0 up, and then they throw it away. Just a bottler's mentality. And it's against Aston Villa, who are not a bad team, who are in that mix, right? Fair play, Aston Villa are decent. And they have what it takes in order to win those sort of games. But Arsenal, you're 2-0 up, you're at home, game's going in your favour, but there's something here that switches off. And then they stop. And then they let in a goal. I knew. They conceded one goal. As soon as they conceded, I was like, they're going to throw this away. They're going to throw this away. And it happened exactly like that. And look at the manner that it happened in. How is Ollie Watkins unmarked in the box in that way? Lack of concentration, lack of focus, bottling it. The pressure got to them. It happens every time. The pressure gets to them. And this is why they will not win the Premier League. And this is why they will not win a trophy. Again. They just won't. Now, I'd like to laugh at that, but I don't like where my club are heading either at this point. However, with Arsenal, this is a 20-year story of not winning the Premier League. And it's going to continue because they're not addressing this point. Aston Villa take a point, and fair play to them. And this is not a good result for Arsenal. Considering the Liverpool result, it's now 6 points with a game in hand. It's back to factory settings, basically, for how it was. Liverpool can go 9 points clear if they win their game in hand. And we've gone long past halfway past the season now. So this is it's Liverpool's to lose by a mile. By a mile. So Arsenal, not good enough. Not good enough. And Nottingham Forest cannot go above Arsenal because there is 3 points between them and the goal difference is actually quite large. But they can get level on points if they do win their game. Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest are playing Southampton. All right, that's 3 points then. So that's that. So Chelsea, as it stands, if we're going to that, are in 5th. Can drop into 6th tomorrow if Man City beat Ipswich, which I'm expecting them to, especially after Erling Haaland has signed that absolute mega contract. He's going to go onto the pitch feeling so light. On air. He's going to be feeling like he's walking on air tomorrow. He's going to go onto that pitch so happy, right? Just, I'm worried for Ipswich. He might just absolutely decimate them. Might. Unless if they do what they've done against us. But again, I think that's more than us compared to Ipswich. Man City, I'm not so sure going to make that sort of mistake. So we'll see what goes down. You'll never know. But tomorrow, City, if they do win, they go into 5th. Yeah, they go into 5th. Unless if they score a lot of goals, which is possible, then they might go into 4th. But Chelsea will drop into 6th, which means that Wolves, we have to win. Obviously, we're in that situation every game now. And then we play Man City after that. Tomorrow's the preview for Chelsea versus Wolves. It'll be a good one. Make sure you're here. But let me know your thoughts down below on all points. And by the way, yeah, just to top it off, Kai Havertz, that was a handball. Let's not kid ourselves. It hit his hand, and he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. He knew as he turned, he was like, look, the referee's over there. If I turn and my body is covering, yeah, referee's not going to see, and it's going to be so quick. It's fine. He'll count it. Nah, brother. We're in 2025 where there's cameras coming out of the wall. Literally coming out of the ground. You know, I don't know how many drones in the air that can see from a bird's eye view. There's flipping. There's probably cameras from space that are getting replays of the game. So listen, you ain't getting away with it. And he knew what he was doing. So it's a handball. But let me know your thoughts down below. Much appreciated. I will catch all of you tomorrow for the preview and more. If there's news as well, we'll be getting a double upload. So I'll see all of you then. Subscribe, notification bell on. Thank you so much for watching. See you tomorrow. Take care and peace.